Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. This will be on section 2.2 functions. We're picking up from last time. Last time we defined what a function was and we saw some examples. And now we're going to go a little bit more into some of the notation, and we're going to talk about domain and range and some more terminology and function notation. And yeah, so let's start getting to it. So what we have here is actually technically a function. You can view a set of ordered pairs as a function in the following way. What it does is it takes the x coordinate 0, takes the first coordinate 0, and it sends it to 0. So pictorially it's like 0 is sent to 0, 1 is sent to 1, and 2 is also sent to 0. So we've got this kind of picture that corresponds to this situation, and what we need to check is that every element of the domain is paired with exactly one element of the range, and we can see that 0 is paired with 0, 1 is paired with 1, and 2 is paired with 0. So this is indeed a function. So yeah, it's good that we checked that it's a function to be sure. And now, when we're finding the domain and the range, the first coordinates of each ordered pair, so that would be this, this, and this, 0, 1, and 2, are the first coordinate of each of these ordered pairs, right? So 0, 1, and 2 are the elements of the domain. We just take the first coordinates and we write them all out, and we don't repeat elements in case that were to happen. So if there were two 2's, I would only write it once, for example. So now the range is just the second coordinate. So we see that we have 0, 1, and then 0 again. So we don't write 0 twice. We have two zeros. We're only going to write it once. And then we have 1. So yeah, we found the domain is the set 0, 1, 2, and the range of this function is the set 0, 1. Awesome. So the next thing we'll want to talk about is what's called function notation. So let's talk about what f of x means. So let's say, so this is pronounced f of x. And you want to have this picture in mind. You basically have this big machine. This is your function. So this is f. And then at the top of your machine, say you're putting in things into it, this is your domain. I'll just abbreviate it as D for domain. And then down here, what comes out of it after you send it through the function is the range, abbreviated with an R. So functions, they take everything in the domain. They take each thing in the domain and they send it to one element of the range. So functions are kind of like a machine in that you put something in, you put in your input, and then whatever comes out of it, so these are your inputs here, and then whatever comes out of it are your outputs. So f of x basically means what do you get when you plug an x into your function, or where does x take you? So it's a little bit more general, but let's just say that I wanted to find out what f of 0 was in this example up here. So so in example 1, what is f of 0? Well, f of 0 is asking what y value, what output is associated with 0. So we can see here that up in this picture, the y value that's associated with 0, this is your domain, this is your range. The y value associated with 0 is 0 right here, this guy. So f of 0 is just 0. So now they could ask you kind of the reverse question. They could ask you what x value is associated with the y value of 1. All right. Well, we look for the y value of 1 up here in our set, and we can see that the y value of 1 is right here, and the x value associated with it is the number 1. It's this guy right here. So the answer to this would be 1. 1 is the x value that's associated with the y value of 1. Cool. So we've gotten into function notation. We've seen some pictures, different ways of representing functions. One way with this machine, and then another way with this kind of arrow diagram up here, and then another way with this set of ordered pairs. All of them are valid representations of functions, and you can ask essentially what x coordinates associated with the y coordinate or the reverse, and that's what we did down here. So I think that's all for this video. In the next video, what we'll do is we'll look at some more graphs. We'll talk about, hopefully get to talking about the vertical line test, and I think that will mostly help conclude this section, but we might just touch on piecewise functions as well. But yeah, that's it for this video. Maybe one or two more videos for this section, and then we'll be on to section 2.3. So I hope you liked the video, and I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.